So my name is Mark Binder. I am a writer and a storyteller, which means that the harmonica is not the best instrument to have chosen. So when I was a kid, we used to go to the beach in Rhode Island. Anybody been to the beach in Rhode Island around here? That was a really lame woo. So Rhode Island has some awesome beaches, but I think one of the best, well, it used to be one of the best. It all depends on how old you are, I think. When the beach that you go to is the one that you love. Scarborough Beach, or Scarborough, as people who live near there call it, used to be the best beach because, well, they had the best snack bar. It wasn't the kind of snack bar, I mean, I've seen this at the beaches in Rhode Island. They sell lobster rolls. I am not gonna buy a lobster roll at a beach in Rhode Island. But they used to have clam cakes and chowder. And clam cakes, if you're not from, come on. If you're not from Rhode Island, clam cakes are basically deep-fried clam donut holes. And they're kind of true ballast. You take the clam cakes, you get a half dozen clam cakes and a cup of chowder, you dip the clam cakes in the chowder, you eat them, and you can't eat too many of these things because you get really full. But the ones that are left over, you take and you throw them in the air and the seagulls will catch them in the air. So we were going to the beach on a hot summer day. There was me, my mom, my dad, my sister Ellen, my cousin David, my aunt Dot, my uncle Paul. We got to the beach, and Uncle Paul opens the trunk and he pulls out these big white styrofoam tombstones. And we're like, are you gonna bury us at sea? Uncle Paul used to be in the Navy. And he said, no. These things are boogie boards. And we went, what? Because Uncle Paul actually invented the boogie board, but he didn't patent it, so he didn't make any money. And these things were the thick styrofoam, the kind that used to pearl and pollute the oceans. And he handed them to us, and we're like, what do you do with this? Oh, you're gonna boogie in the waves. And we're like, you are so weird. He said, it's easy. All you do is you go out in the water, you float in the water, you hold onto your boogie board, you look over your shoulder. When a wave comes in, you kick like crazy. You catch the wave, you ride it to shore, it's easy. And my sister Ellen, she's 2 years older than me, she gets like that. Instantly she's on shore. Me, I'm Bobby, it takes me a few times, but my cousin Adam has a real problem with this because Adam wears glasses. And you can't wear the glasses in the ocean because the ocean will eat him. So Adam's blind, he's looking over his shoulder, and a wave comes in and smacks him in the face, smacks him in the face, smacks him. He's like, why do we call these waves? We should call them slaps. Finally, he catches a wave and poof, it buries him in the sand. We had to pull him out by his feet. And by this time, he's done. He's like, I'm not going back in there. It is way too embarrassing. And he went and he sat up on the beach and he started to read it. I'm playing out in the ocean. And it's so much fun to play, but it's more fun to play with a friend, right? You know, especially, come on, Adam, come on. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it. Finally, it was lunchtime. We had our clam cakes and chowder. And then the mom said this thing that they used to say. You can't go back in the water for 20 minutes because you'll get a stomach cramp and drown. So we had to stay out of the water. And on a hot day after lunch, we fell asleep, just passed out cold. And I was completely unconscious when I heard over the loudspeaker,
ladies and gentlemen, Scarborough Beach is now closed. Scarborough Beach is now closed. Scarborough Beach is now closed. Everybody get off the beach. Everybody get off the beach.
And people were jumping up and running for the beach. The lifeguards who were supposed to maintain order, they were the first ones out of there. And everybody's looking around, and I'm looking around, and the ocean is gone. There is no water. There is sand and pebbles and rocks and boulders and a couch, but no water. All the seagulls are gone too. And it got really, really quiet. We didn't know about tsunamis in those days. There had been an earthquake off George's Bank, and what happens is the water goes out and out and out, and then it comes back in. But we didn't know that at the time. We're just looking around going, wow, this is kind of cool. But my Aunt Dot is going, Adam, where's Adam? My sister Ellen came over. I haven't seen him anywhere. Adam, and that's when I saw the water coming back. This big wall of water going all the way across the horizon, this giant wall of water. It was as high as a building, as high as the tallest tree. And right at the top of the curl was my cousin Adam. And he had a look on his face, and I knew what that look was. It was, wahoo! And I said, it's Adam. And my Uncle Paul turned around and said, uh-oh. All right, everybody, take your boogie boards, hold on to your boogie boards. When the wave comes, just before it comes, take a huge deep breath, dive into the wave, hold your breath for as long as you can, don't let go of the board, you'll pop up on the surface, we'll find you. And my dad looked at Uncle Paul and said, what? Take a breath, hold the board, don't drown. And that's what we did. The wave came in, and I jumped into it. It was like diving into a wall of jello. And all of a sudden, all the sound changed. It was like, I opened my eyes, and I saw these lobsters floating, these fish swimming, and a moment later, it popped up on the surface. And the wave, it was a really small wave, which was a good thing because it would have wiped out the whole state. And everybody's looking, Aunt Dot's going, Adam, where's Adam? And we turned around and we looked on shore, and Adam was standing on top of one of the lifeguard chairs, holding up his boogie board, going, wahoo, wahoo. Well, we paddled into shore, and he jumped down, and he started walking out to the ocean. My Aunt Dot was like, where do you think you're going? He said, Mom, that was so awesome. I'm going back out, I'm gonna do it. No, you were not. There were no lifeguards on duty. Mom, the lifeguards left. I know. You can't go into the water without a lifeguard. Mom! So we sat there. We actually couldn't leave the beach because there was a huge traffic jam. Nobody was getting out of there. We sat there, and slowly the gulls came back, and everything went back to normal. We didn't get to ride in the ocean that day. But when we went back, me and Adam, didn't matter how rough the surf was. We went into the water and we boogie boarded like the gods.